welcome back to my channel. My name is Shaki and today I'm going to be doing the end of year book tag, which was originally done by Ariel Bissett, who created this tag, and I got the questions from her video that she recently did, and so I'm going to answer them but with my answers, which is how tags work. Well done, Shakira. I won't be tagging anyone specifically because I'm not sure who's done this tag or who's not, so if you still haven't done it, I tag you. Are there any books you started this year that you still need to finish? I've never really understood the whole like starting books but never finishing them, because I'm a person that always needs to finish books as soon as I start them. I have to see them through. I can't even read 2 books at the same time, so I always finish a book before I pick up another one. But I am just under 200 pages through one of my anticipated releases for this year, and that is The Toll, so I guess I still need to finish this because I am currently trying to finish it, if that makes sense. Do you have any autumnal books to transition into the end of the year? So because it's basically winter now, it is, when you see this, already December, so I have just decided to tell you some of the books that I use to transition from summer to like more autumnal vibes. You can find all of my spooky reads in my October/Simsathon round 2 wrap up, but the first book I'm going to be talking about is A Devouring Grey by Christine Lynn Herman. So this book is all about 4 paths and its founding families, and basically Violet and her mother move back to this town and they are founders, and I never do this book justice in terms of like plot. Violet doesn't anticipate to come to this town again from when she was little to find out that there is a beast in the forest killing people called the Grey. Violet and the other founding children are set with the task of finding this beast and making it not kill and murder everybody, while all dealing with their own personal struggles as founding children as well. Again, I never do this book any justice when it comes to describing its plot, because I do feel like you have to read it to kind of find out what it's about. The fact that this is a debut novel really makes me just so happy, because it is such a good example of how you can do your research and you can create a world off the bat that is so complex and so just good. The atmosphere actually reminds me of a book that I'm going to be talking about in a minute, but it's so atmospheric, it's so, not spooky, but it's got that edge with it, and it's really like thrilling, and I just really would highly recommend it. I just really would. It's one of my favourites of the year, definitely. The next book is also featured in this year's October wrap up, and is actually a reread that I kind of changed my opinion on, and that is The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw. So this is also about a small little creepy town called Sparrow, where 3 sisters were drowned wrongfully for being witches. Every year, to avenge their deaths, the ghosts of these 3 girls who were wrongfully murdered come back and manifest into the bodies of one of the girls currently living there. During their time in the host, the women who were killed will drag various men into the sea to avenge their deaths and to make Sparrow never forget what they did to the 3 sisters. Most of this book follows in present day with Penny, and honestly it is the most whimsical, the most gripping and mystical world that I have ever had the pleasure of reading. I don't think the romance is that good, to be honest, and I do feel like the plot is predictable once I've read it a few times. It might have even been predictable for you from the start, but for me, in my small brain, I didn't predict it at all. So if you're looking for a spooky thriller mystery of who's bodies and who, and witches and feminism, go ahead and read this, because it was cracking and it's a great book to transition from summer to more autumn end of year reading vibes. Is there a new release that you're still waiting for? Not really, not that I can think of, not for 2019. There are loads of releases that I'm looking forward to next year, such as Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare, Pretending by Holly Bourne, Loveless by Alice Oseman, Deck of Omens by Christine Lynn Herman, which I've requested ARCs for and they haven't got back to me yet, so please give me ARCs, please. I really want these books early. Despite that, there aren't any this year that I am still waiting for, apart from Supernova by Marissa Meyer, the concluding book in like the Little Renegades trilogy that she's written. I'm still waiting, okay? It needs to be in paperback, otherwise I will lose my fucking mind. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? I have, I think, 8 books on my December TBR, because I want to reach 100 books, and by the time I have finished The Toll, I will be at 94, I'm pretty sure. So a really long December TBR with maybe a few bonus ones thrown in there as well, as in creative 24-hour readathons. I will be well over 100, so I'm gonna just pick 3 off that list. Kind of makes sense to me. The first of 3 books that I really want to get to, kind of need to get to, is Let It Snow by John Green, Lauren Miracle and Maureen Johnson. I will be reading this with the Greenathon yet again. This is the last Greenathon book we will be reading, and we are reading it from the 15th of December to the 31st, to the last day. This is basically just a really holiday wintry tale. They're all joining together. It's a bit like Love Actually, and there's a Netflix movie of this on Netflix, obviously, which I'm so excited decide to watch once I have reread it. So I really want to get to this in December. The next book is Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. The only reason why I'm going to read this in December is because it looks wintry, and that is honestly such a big excuse. I really want to get onto the hype train this year and do a whole reading vlog, and then if I don't like it, I can unhaul all the rest of the books in the series that I have, even though I haven't read the first one yet. The third and final book I'm going to be talking about from my December TBR is Dear Evan Hansen by Val Emick. Now, I haven't actually listened to the musical at all. I want to, and I've actually got like a reaction series on my main channel where I am reacting to musicals and listening to them for the first time on my channel. So if you're interested in that, I will leave the 6 episodes that I've done. I actually just filmed one, so you know, go ahead and watch that. But Dear Evan Hansen is on my list to include in that little series that I've got going on. So I wanted to read the book first so I can maybe compare it, maybe do a video where I compare this with the musical. I don't know, depends if I like both of them or not. I've heard really polarising opinions of this from booktubers that I actually really know and trust and love, and I love all the books that they love and hate all the books that they hate, and this one hasn't been a very positive one, let's just say that. So they're a bit like dubious, but this cover is gorgeous, very wintry, and it's also got orange sprayed edges. I think it's just gorgeous and makes me want to read it even more. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favourite of the year? I'm gonna say no. Probably not, because I already kind of know what my favourite book of the year is. But I'm not gonna lie, Heretics Anonymous by Katie Henry is on my December TBR because my best friend bought it for me when I completed my A-levels, and it was around results day and I did really well. So my best friend Alois bought me this, and it's on my December TBR. I'm finally reading it, and it seems like my kind of book, right up my alley with my kind of characters, my kind of topics, and let's just hope that it's good. It could shock me potentially and end up on this like top 10 maybe, but maybe not top 1, but maybe, you know, might shock me, might not, I don't know. I've been waiting to read this for a long time. Let's hope that it's good. Have you already started making reading plans for 2020? Yes, I have indeed. So as you know, as I said throughout the year and throughout this video as well, I really want to read 100 books this year, and I'm well on my way of doing so. Reading 100 books is super duper stressful. Who knew? Next year, I think I'm gonna be reading more academic stuff, do my uni course. I'm waiting to get these 100 books read and then like kind of like turning down on reading, which really makes me sad. But I probably won't be reading a lot within the next couple years when I'm at uni and trying to read and stuff, which is going to be really heartbreaking. I think as long as I stick to about 1 book a week, everything should be okay. But yeah, that makes me sad. That concludes my end of year book tag. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. Again, I won't be tagging anyone officially, but if you haven't done this yet and you've been meaning to, go ahead and do it. I tag you in the camera lens. I tag you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Goodbye!